for the last topic, another weird controversy thing, much like Johnny Depp, is the general topic I want to talk about is video game delays. And why I wanted to talk about it is recently, it was like this last week, and I forget which day it was because this whole week has just been fucking a blur.
It was Thursday?
It was like Wednesday or Thursday that it happened. No Man's Sky got delayed. And I think it was originally Wednesday when it was reported. Kotaku, Jason Schreier from Kotaku was like rumored, No Man's Sky is getting delayed. And then literally the next day, I forget who's the head person on No Man's Sky, but he was like, yes, it's being delayed. We just got to delay it by 5 weeks because we got to touch up on stuff. We're sorry about it, but it will come out and it will probably be better. Now, when Uncharted 4 got delayed, people understood. People knew. Like, it was like, okay, this is going to be good. You guys need to take the time to make it better. Uncharted 4 is a known quantity, though. So there is, like, that core group of people who are following Uncharted that will understand that, okay, you're doing this for the better. Why don't we have that same expectations for new games? Because No Man's Sky, the whole thing is people are sending death threats to Jason Schreier and the fucking leader of the No Man's Sky team. Like, they're sending death threats to these people.
Well, that's the internet being the internet.
Yeah.
How many people really follow on that? I don't think any. But it doesn't forgive it. Like, it is horrific if you get a death threat. Like, I'm lucky I've never had one, but like, it's the worst thing ever, I'm sure. And it's like horrible. You feel threatened and you feel like, and why is it that people shouldn't be, that shouldn't come into it at any point. Like, it's not worth that at all.
Yeah.
Like, everyone cares about games, but it's not worth threatening someone's life.
And that's the thing. Like, we all three of us, the reason why we're at this table is because generally we love video games and we love nerdy shit.
Oh, I hate video games.
Whatever. You fucking got the platinum in Rango, okay? Just get out of here.
I'm a cool kid.
And so, like, we love video games, but I can never understand, like, the obsession it drives to people where they feel the need to, like, threaten people who are reporting news or, you know, need just a little more time to make their project perfect and the way they want to see it.
I think, obviously, death threats awful. Don't do it.
Yeah.
With the delay again,
You can't stop me.
Yeah. Damn. No, with the
Henry's
delays,
not that crazy. Don't worry.
They're the ones you fear, the ones you doubt.
Yeah, it's just
being crazy. But no, I think the part of the problem is, why don't people just set realistic deadlines?
Yeah.
Why aren't they just setting like, this is our release date, it's realistic, we'll get it done by here? Why are they like, once you've delayed it, how many delays is this now? Is this 3 or 4?
For No Man's Sky, Jesus, it's like 4 or 5.
Because I think once you do
because they announced it in 2013, 2012.
But you do your first one, you do your first delay. It's like, fine, okay, you completely misjudged it by a year. But then, like, make sure that second one is right. Like, don't. Once you get to 3 or 4, what are you doing with yourself? Like, just set something that you know is set in stone and, like, this will never go wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, because is it definitely been confirmed PSVR, or is it still being, like, weirdly said maybe?
It's like you can play it in the theater mode of PSVR. It hasn't been confirmed or anything. So we still have no idea.
But, like, why didn't they just push it back closer to that colour? I just don't get it. It just confuses. Why are there so many delays? That is stupid. It's not worth saying, like, not giving anyone abuse. It's happened.
It's a better track record than Mighty Number 9.
I mean, Mighty Number 9 is like the worst of them all, where the game has been finished. The game has been done for almost a year and a half, and the reason it got delayed and delayed and delayed was fucking multiplayer shit that no one... Like, no one wants, because a lot of these people who supported it on Kickstarter, was it?
Have no friends.
Well, no, they're mainly Mega Man fans, and Mega Man has never been known for fucking multiplayer shit. No. So I think for video games are definitely necessary for whatever you want your core thing to be, and you need to improve on that to make it your thought and like what you thought of like when you first started this project. Yes, but for something like as throwaway as multiplayer for a game that's mainly just going to be played for the single player, like, fucking just release it and put the multiplayer in a patch. It's gonna have to be a meaty patch, I guess. But
yeah, like, just do what Rock Band did.
Yeah, with Rock Band, like, there was no online multiplayer available for a couple months, and then they had to patch it in later.
Oh, it still isn't patched in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Metal Gear?
And
online wasn't.
Oh, really?
Online wasn't available for like a
online
month,
wasn't
was it?
launched for like 3 weeks
Metal
after.
Gear?
I believe so,
was.
because I remember Greg was doing Let's Plays for Metal Gear Solid before the online multiplayer was available. Because I remember he streamed on Twitch like when that first went live. So it's just like some delays are necessary. Like Batman Arkham Knight is an example where they announced it and it was apparently coming out later in October, and like a month later they're like, hey, this is not realistic. Like they totally like made the state for us, and there are so many things that we wanted to change to make it better that we can't. We need more time, and they came out with that second date, and it was. I think they delayed it twice. It was going to come out in October, and then it was March, but then it was June. They hit the third delay. They hit the third date that they announced, and I think that kind of stuff is fine. Sometimes you have like the last couple of months where it's like, oh shit, this isn't perfect. We just need to make sure when this is out, it's fucking flawless, which is much like Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 was delayed by. Was that delayed twice or 3 times?
Uncharted 4?
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, I think
Twice.
it was twice.
It was twice. It was originally supposed to be 2015.
Because it was the big like 4 or 5 month delay, and then it was the 2 week.
Yeah, and then there's like the 2-week delay, and like a 2-week delay is fucking nothing, and that's basically what No Man's Sky is. It's like at the most it's like 5 weeks. So you can't fucking wait another 5 weeks to play this game.
It is a massive overreaction.
It totally is. And
Like, I'm super excited for it, and I think everyone's overreacting.
yeah, and the thing is, it's like, in the end, I really don't think No Man's Sky is going to be as good of a game as everybody is expecting it to be. So I really think that this delay is, like, people are just like, no, I need this perfect game now. And it's like, you got to set your expectations right. But they're also, you're talking about earlier, of setting realistic dates of, like, our industry just needs to take fucking notes from Bethesda. Of like, people can think what they think about Fallout 4, right? But you know what? They announced it, and they're like, hey, it's coming out in like 4 months. And they hit that date.
And they were finished. They were most likely completely done.
Yeah, and there was like a fucking patch on day one, but it wasn't one of those like memorable patches where like I was downloading and I was like, oh my god, this is taking forever. And I have shitty internet, and I don't remember it being like that crazy.
Everyone knows the best patch of all time is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, where the fucking patch was like bigger than the game itself.
Well, do you know what it actually was?
What?
So the thing that happened with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, I love the story, was they had to release the disc that day because that was the last day they'd have the license.
Oh, fuck.
But the game wasn't finished. So if
Christ.
you didn't have the patch, like let's say you didn't have online for it, and you put it in, it was the tutorial and nothing else.
Jesus Christ.
The entire game was in the patch.
Shit.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 masterpiece.
I think that people just need to start taking notes of like just work on your fucking game and then announce it and then announce
this
the
is
date.
the other thing, like the hype train for it is like because there was so much hype for this game, and then, like every time they delay it, it just takes it back and back and back and back. Why did they bother announcing it 4 years ago? Or
When they knew that they
you've got a good game, just wait. And then Bethesda every time they, as you say, they just wait and wait and wait, and they just go, oh yeah, it's coming out in 3 months.
And that's the same with Rockstar.
Rockstar,
Rockstar, you don't hear shit from Rockstar.
Yeah.
And I honestly like. There's the leaked image of the Red Dead 3. I don't even think that's fucking real. To be honest, like Rockstar has their shit on lock, and if it's real, fucking at least 5 people got fired. Like Rockstar, they don't say shit. Like GTA 5, it was like a random Tuesday they announced it, and they're like, hey, it's coming out like in 6 months, and they hit that date. And it's like, is it really that hard? Like, it's just people are. The businesses are excited because they want to report to shareholders, because if they know that, like, they know if they announce it to shareholders, like, most likely other people are going to find out at one point. So it's like, we might as well announce this because shareholders will know what's coming up, and, it might suck for these people for a little bit. And I think, like, the worst company of them all, I think, with it right now is Square Enix, because of, hey, let's announce Final Fantasy VII Remaster but we're not going to see that game for like 6 years.
We're
not going to see that. We're not going to see that game until the PlayStation 5, the Xbox 2, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it. So what was the point?
Xbox 720.
There you go. That was. I think that was the rumored name for a while, but
Which was dumb because that's 2 spins.
So it's like, what is the point of announcing the game when, Square Enix last year when they were at Sony, it was like Final Fantasy VII now in development. Final Fantasy 15 now in development. Kingdom Hearts 3 now in development. It's like, what's the point? Like, we get it. We know that these things are coming. Don't tell us anything until you actually have something to say.
And like, there's only so excited you can get for a game, I think. And
exactly.
Like, Red Dead 3, when they announced that, I'm hoping it's only a few months before, because I'm just gonna be losing my shit that entire. I can't wait
exactly.
I loved Red Dead Revolver. Not many people did.
No, we met the guy who likes Red Dead Revolver.
We finally met him.
I like it, and I loved Red
Sir,
Dead
how do you feel
about I liked the first one. It was fun.
Okay.
It was cool. I don't know why I enjoyed it. I just did. I've got weird favourite games though. But and then like I want that to be a short window of like, okay, I've got 6 months to be hyped for this. And Fallout was the same, where it was announced in was it E3?
It was announced. The trailer came out like a week before E3, and then E3 was when they gave the date, I believe.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and they gave all the details, and then that was only like 3 or 4 months, and everyone was talking about it every week for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and that's how you promote a game. It's like Batman Arkham Knight, where like that. It's not the best example, but it's an example like I can remember where it was delayed a couple of times, and throughout that entire thing, it was like constant advertisements for this game. And it's like, it doesn't matter, when is it coming? And that's the weird thing that like certain movies do that really well, where you're like, oh shit, I did not know that this movie was coming out, like at all whatsoever. So it's like video games are trying to play catch up to, like, movies don't do it perfectly. Fucking the MCU is like the best example of that. Like, hey, let's announce fucking 15 movies for the next 8 years. We'll probably cancel like 2 or 3 of them, right?
I think Inhumans was already canceled.
Inhumans is that weird. Like, it's in limbo right now. It's not officially canceled. I'm pretty sure we'll hear something about it in like the next coming months.
I'm still going to be upset if they use Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Inhumans. I want Black Bolt.
Yeah, that whole thing is a mess. But not all movies are perfect. But for the most part, you hear about a movie like generally. And then it comes out in like 2 or 3 months, and it's like I love that Bethesda and Rockstar are doing that. They're trying to push everybody else to that, because I think that needs to happen, because you save a shit ton of money doing that. Of like, hey, this big franchise, the sequel to this big franchise, or hey, this really cool idea that's new is coming out, and it's coming out in like 2 or 3 months, and you barely have to advertise because the announcement itself is so big that people are not going to forget about it in 2 to 3 months. Because when it comes out, you maybe like a month before, that's when you start advertising again, and people are like, "Oh fuck, that's coming so soon." I don't know. It's
weird that Nintendo hasn't picked up on that yet, of just having the names be the hype.
Yeah,
with like Zelda being delayed.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what was the point of announcing Zelda? Like, it was to the point like they might have honestly thought that that game was close to release, and with how many times that game has been delayed, it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know. Any last thoughts on the delays?
Game delays suck.
Yeah,
say more realistic deadlines, and people would just appreciate it. I think.
Yeah, and that's all you need to do, and you save a shit ton of money doing that.
Yeah.
So, Henry, how about you?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Most likely getting delayed. I know, but
I want that game so bad.
Looks good.
It looks good, but we barely saw any of it last E3, and we haven't seen any of it since last year.
And you haven't seen anything of the Fractured Butthole.
And we have not seen anything from South Park. I imagine South Park will be delayed. I should have thought Mafia 3 was going to get canceled, so I'm surprised that has a 2016 date. But yeah, it's definitely... When you don't hear, and that's the thing, like we were watching Colin and Greg live yesterday, and Colin was saying like the writing was on the walls of this, of like we had not, No Man's Sky was supposed to come out in like a month, and we had not heard anything about it. Like you can usually tell, you usually have that gut feeling of, unless you're fucking oblivious of like how sort of the video game industry works, which I don't know, we sort of understand how it works. Like we sort of got it, but we know it enough to have that feeling of like this is probably going to get delayed, right? So it's just you got to pay attention. If you really care for a game, you got to pay attention of like, is this realistically going to come out or not? So I don't know. They definitely suck, but it does not justify all of the crazy shit that people send Jason Schreier, and it was upsetting. Like we were hanging out with Amy yesterday. We were walking around that nice little antique shop that you went to. And
Stuff.
We went to Stuff. Do you know about Stuff?
Where's it?
It's on Valencia. It's like on the same block as Zeitgeist. It's like an orange building.
Yeah, I think I've been in there.
Yeah, a lot of expensive stuff. Tom got a nice little thing.
Nice little thing.
Yeah. But we were walking around, and I jumped onto Twitter, and Jason Schreier, people were retweeting about like the death threats he was getting through Twitter, and it was upsetting that like Jason had requested for Twitter to investigate this person and whatnot, and Twitter emailed him back and were like, "Hey, we don't see anything wrong." And it's just like, come on, that sucks.
It does suck. It sucks.
It does.
Twitter, where death threats don't matter, but we can ban Azalea Banks in 2 days.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Talking Shit. If you didn't know, it's BCG's weekly podcast where we bring in random topics of discussion and we talk some shit about those topics. Again, if you like that, head on over to patreon.com/BCG. Give us $1 a month where you can get every full audio version of the episode early before the video versions go up on YouTube for everyone, where the episode is broken out topic by topic Monday through Thursday, and before the entire audio version of the episode is put up on SoundCloud on Friday for everybody to listen to. And you also get an exclusive Patreon episode every month for your ear holes. Last month's episode I felt a little sad about. It was like 40 minutes. We had no idea what to talk about. We were really tired. This month, I'm sure, will definitely be better. We'll probably record it in a couple of weeks. So get on that. We got a couple good episodes that you can listen into our backlog. We've got cool ways to say weed. We have our biggest fears. That's a really good episode. I cried during that episode.
Bees.
Bees was definitely one of them. I don't think I cried during us talking about bees.
You're just crying over the Bee movie.
Also, check out more of our content on bzgamers.com. Hopefully, by the time this episode is up for people, I've written another piece. I'm slowly working on a piece right now that I'm really excited about. I might do another audio version of it. Who the fuck knows? So go over there. It might be out, might not. Also, just some last minute housekeeping. We're doing Let's Plays with a bunch of fucking guests right now. Right now, our Let's Plays this week are with Brian Nobish and Jackson from IrrationalPassions.com. Him and I are playing Zombie, which was probably a bad idea.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's so fucking bad. So check out for that. We also have a couple more guest Let's Play appearances in the coming weeks, so make sure to check that out. And Tom Hawkins, pimp your shit. Where the fuck are you from?
I've got youtube.com /TomHawkin5, and that's got my thing we spoke about earlier, which is my little one-man podcast, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
I drink tea, you ask me questions.
It's definitely fun. Like... It's sort of not like how I imagine Colin was right. It's going to be a little more like... It's going to have a little more oomph and more of like a script and whatnot for that. But if you ever watched like the Roger Picorni show, it's sort of just like get that idea of like it's one person just talking to the screen. And then you do... It's a really good thing. You have like sort of your own voice on it, which is why I listen to it every week. Because, there's a lot of podcasts... like our podcast, we have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, so people don't come back. And you nail it on the head of like you have your own voice and you nail it so hard, so people come back.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It's like 5-10 minutes as well.
Yeah, and
I
it's
like
also
short
not
content.
Yeah,
it doesn't take too much time.
It's not that long. Our content is fucking long.
And then that channel's also got kind of funny supercuts and stuff on whenever I do those, and just kind of funny features.
Yeah.
And then Twitter.
Yeah, I'm sure for the video version at least, I've been putting his Twitter handle throughout the episodes. But for the audio listeners, you're at Tom Hawkin 5.
Correct.
Yeah,
the 5 replaces the S.
Yeah, because you were that kid in high school.
Oh yeah, it's from my old Xbox names when I was on
420
Xbox Live.
weed.
XX. There you go.
Yeah.
COD Sniper.
Yeah, no scope. But no, it's from my old Xbox Live account. Was Hawkin 5.
Okay.
So,
1488.
What?
It's a neo-Nazi joke.
Okay.
I can explain it.
A lot of our content is very long and has a lot of distasteful jokes.
Okay.
Like you can see in my Let's Play with Danny Juarez when we play Bully. That's not our fault. He's not part of BGG. Fucking Danny. So, Tom, thank you so much for being here with us this week. Yeah, this was sort of like a last-minute sort of setup. I did not...
Because I fell asleep during when we were meant to do the Let's Play.
Yeah, we were planning on doing a Let's Play, and I was sad that I didn't get to do that with you. So, and I didn't know that. I thought you were leaving early on Wednesday, so I didn't know that you would still be here for us.
We could always do it online. I've got Madden at home.
That is true. We could
do a weird.
We could do a really weird. We'll talk to Alex O'Neill because he does a lot of like online Let's Plays. So.
Let's try that. That might work actually. We can do that.
It'll be something.
Yeah, and then I leave in like. 2 hours. An hour, 2 hours.
About an hour or so. You know, it's people might be wondering if I'll get you on for BGG News. Maybe. I can't promise that because you got to leave soon. So
maybe. How long is it?
I mean, the news portion is usually like 10, 15 minutes, and then the interview goes however
30, 45.
30, like the Irrational Passions one was an hour, but I also had 2 people on. So if we try to do like
just Alex.
If we try to do just like a short,
we'll squeeze it.
Yeah, we'll squeeze it in. We might do the interview first. Like we might just record it in a weird way where we get your shit out of the way, and then you can just leave whenever you want. Okay. So I don't know. Possibly Tom Hawkins is the Gamer of the Month this month. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.
Henry on his phone. As always. Whoa! I don't own that. I don't own that equipment. Don't do that. And thank you guys so much for being here with us this week. Make sure to check out all of our content. Remember, Talking Shit is up every week. BCG News is up every Friday. Let's Play is up every weekday. You can find our show right here on YouTube, SoundCloud, and our website. But until next time, guys, keep talking shit. Thank you.